based on what Amakria said, he said, look, he doesn't think, he thinks, he inferred that there might be an appeal to this matter, which means things might not go exactly in the way of those who have taken the case to court, the petitioners. But what's your own view from what you've seen so far?
If we are discussing the fact of the case, I'll be very free to discuss the fact of the case. But to discuss the matter in a manner that will prejudge or prejudice the mind of the court, you know, as a lawyer in training, I'm barred from doing that. Certainly, but I will tell you certainly that either way, there certainly would be an appeal. There is no presidential election petition matter that had ended at the court of first instance. It will always end, you know, at the final court, which is, in this case, is the Supreme Court. So certainly, whoever wins at the Court of Appeal will definitely approach the Court of Appeal. So we are just saying the dress rehearsal. So what all parties are basically trying to do now is to see how much they can put in, you know, before they get to the Supreme Court. But unfortunately, the matter had been adjourned for judgment. So whether these documents that they are talking about now, whether they will be able to bring in those documents at the Supreme Court, it's a different matter altogether. Those ones are the technical areas that the lawyers will deal with. But like we say, no matter how difficult it is, you always want to challenge the law. And so I think what the lawyer simply would want to do would be to challenge the positions of the law and see how you can either bend or penetrate the jurisprudence of the Electoral Act. So whatever it is going to be, a novel area to deal with, and it's going to be very, very funny. But I must also quickly say something here on the issue of morality, transparency, constitutionality. I gave you an instance with the provisions of the law. One would have expected that optics. You say you want to rule Nigeria, you want to govern Nigeria, that you say, you know, here are my hands. I am clean. This is the way I am. You know, optics, morally. But the law, a situation where the law shades you and the law says, you know, you can do this, you can do that. So most politicians, certainly because they understand themselves, will always want to hide under and leave out moral, will always want to hide under the positions of the law. When John McCain contested for, I think Ronald Reagan, yes, it was Ronald Reagan, he knew that it was his age, he knew that his medical fitness was going to be an issue and that his opponents were going to use his medical records to campaign. He made his medical record public. The moment he published them, that took away the issue, you know, from the campaign. I think John McCain did the same thing. I really can't remember now. But for Trump, it was during Trump that we know that your tax status as a candidate in America was not sacrosanct that it must be made public. So I didn't demand hid under the law. We saw them practice the kind of, you know, politics that Africans would generally practice. And Americans started telling us, show me where it is written that the man must declare tax status. I think that is also what is playing out here. The PEPC people will tell you, show me where it is in the law. The opposition will say morality determines. But I think that, you know, moving forward in Nigeria, we should amend our laws to enhance more transparency.